Ruckerman.
And we are live. SBtalksports Sean Webb, real takes over fake debates. It is your favorite day of the week. It's Friday. Hey guys, sorry I could not get to you guys on Monday. Blame it on me. Sorry, we couldn't get to you guys on Monday. Blame it on me. Daddy duties, kids come first. I'm promising my kids a fun day at spring break. The first day of spring break, Sean, they was like, yeah, Daddy, we want it today. So the show had to be canceled. Had to be a dad. Sorry about that, but it's Friday. We back at it. We live again. Sean, how you feeling today on this Friday, man?
Feeling good, man. It's Friday, man. A lot of sports going on. March Madness.
Playoff
case in the NBA, MLB opening week.
Shout out fighting Atlanta. Shout out fighting Atlanta. Atlanta. They going crazy.
Definitely good week this week, man. How you doing, man?
Oh no, man, it's cool, man. You know, Friday, can't complain. You know, good Friday at that. Good Friday at that, brother. Good Friday. Good Friday at that. But no, I can't complain. You know, finna enjoy the holiday. A lot of things going on in sports, so let's talk about it. So obviously, I was telling you that. First of all, let's shout out to the sponsor. Shout out Swift Energy. Go to swiftenergy.gg. Get 20% off your order when you use code RTOFD. So, Sean, obviously, I was saying, you know, I had got shout out to my boy Cam, gave me the new laptop. So I added this new feature because I went back to my old files, and all my old files popped up. So, I don't know how we're gonna make a sound for it or not. I don't know, but I get a sound, or that could be the sound of breaking news. In other news of breaking news, though, Sean, we have that the Eagles have just traded Haason Reddick to the New York Jets for a third-round pick. What are your reaction on this trade? Are you shocked about this trade or not?
Not really. Not really shocked. I know he wanted a new contract. He was entering the last year of his deal with the Eagles. Yeah. And, you know, obviously the Eagles have a new defensive coordinator, Vic Fangio. I'm not going to say Reddick may not necessarily fit that, but if you couple the desire for a new contract, new defensive coordinator, new scheme, I think the writing was on the wall for Philadelphia there. And again, certainly, you know, when you look at just, you know, what they've you know, spent this offseason, you know, changing around their defense, but also some of the picks that they've made in the last few years on the defensive side of the ball. You know, and then you obviously bring in Saquon Barkley, you bring in the pass rusher from the Jets. I believe it's Bryce Hall, if I'm not mistaken. They signed to a 3-year, $51 million deal.
I believe so. Yeah.
They brought back C.J. Gardner-Johnson, CJ2K. So, you know,
which they was hating on him, which was crazy because they was hating on Gardner-Johnson when he was there, but they needed him when he left, though. They
missed that you know, kind of turnover guy in the secondary, you know, outside of Slay. So yeah, so it just made a lot of sense. You know, I wasn't surprised by it. You know, and again, you know, I think they are, you know, retooling. They're not rebuilding, they're retooling, and this is just a part of their retool.
Yeah. And also, guys, if you're watching, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe as always. Also, if you see the title video, we will be doing a 90s player draft later on into the show. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you comment in the chat. And also make sure you guys be engaged throughout the show. But Sean, on to the next one that's not breaking news as I go over. So, Sean, I know you love football, right? Everybody loves football. We have our teams that we love. We got the gear that we buy. We have a lot of things that shows our love to what is the NFL. You root for teams every Sunday.
Correct.
Could it be a possibility that is too much NFL going on? Sean, I'm gonna let you take the ham on this because you said obviously I watched the video that you sent, but you sent me the link to this story. You watched Dan Patrick show. Shout out Dan Patrick. Dan Patrick. He said he had a theory that is not necessarily a theory. He just looked at the landscape of what the NFL is doing right now and believed that it could be too much NFL going on. So, Sean, can you explain more to the people of what do you mean by too much NFL?
So I think when it was basically when they announced after the winter meeting, or not the owners meetings from last week, that from this week, excuse me, that they're going to be playing games on Christmas Day. Now, if you looked at the calendar this year, Christmas is on a Wednesday. And obviously, SB, as a sports fan, outside of NFL, Christmas Day has largely belonged to the NBA. It's been the day because the NBA season starts in mid-October, but that is usually the day when you think about when the season really starts to ramp up from a fan perspective. And I'm not saying the diehard fan. I'm saying from the casual fan perspective. Usually Christmas Day. That's like a benchmark day.
Yes.
And again, if Christmas was on a Monday or obviously a Sunday, you wouldn't say, "Oh yeah, okay, NFL's playing games on this day. Why are you playing?" You get it,
right?
But on a Wednesday,
an NFL game on a Wednesday is crazy.
Right,
an NFL game on a Wednesday is crazy.
Right, and so when you think about it, you already have Sunday. Obviously, you have Monday night, you have Thursday night. This season, they're going to be playing a game on a Friday night to open the season in Brazil, a game in Brazil. So it's literally it's going to be a Thursday night game, a Friday night game. It's like at some point it's like, is it too much? And I think when you talk about the other factor, the factor of you talk about how much you want to player safety, playing all these games throughout the week. Can't be great for player safety. And again, I don't know how they're going to align the schedule, to play a game or play games on Christmas Day.
Right.
What those teams will do the week before. Hopefully they'll, teams will get at least, a few days before to rest and get ready. And again, if I were a betting man, and again, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, I would say more likely those teams will play on that Saturday before, and then end up playing on Wednesday. So it'd be kind of like that Sunday, Thursday schedule.
Now, I want to hold on the Christmas game one because we definitely got to get into the Christmas game topic. But this shows that too much of anything can be bad, and then also with the day scheduling, you just literally made a rule about the hip drop tackle. And some offensive players came out and said that they're happy that it's gone because some players said they got hurt off that, which two things could be true. But also defensive side players have been coming out complaining about, like, why do y'all don't do anything about me being a pass rusher and the running back chop my legs out, or the offensive lineman do the same thing? Why you not making those rules? But this is literally like a back off of it from what you just literally did last week because of the fact of you telling me we made this rule for player safety, and then the next literally it was like last week when we talked about this, about the rule change about the hip drop tackle. Then you literally go back into the next week and say, hey, we're gonna make y'all play on a Wednesday. And wait, what's gonna be the day? What's gonna be the day break in between that? Because if you play on a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday, they have to come back that Wednesday. That'll be terrible. And unless like you brought before the show, Sean, like if you get the bye week before then. But how many weeks are we going to be into the season from that point in December by that bye week, though?
I mean, it's probably, are you talking week 15, week 16 easily?
Right. So, and usually a lot of teams' bye week is least by what, like 7, 8, 9, 10 week, maybe? Like in the middle, 7, 8, 9, 10?
So usually the last bye week, if I'm not mistaken, is like week 12, week 13. That's
12. So you telling me you want to risk a Christmas game and have a team play possibly 14 weeks straight, possibly 15. I don't think that's a good. And I feel like, Sean, the NFL don't need the Christmas game, though. Like, it's not that serious for them to have a game on Christmas. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, this goes back to the big issue, right? The NFL wants, and when I say the NFL, I'm talking about the owners. 31 owners, because Green Bay doesn't have an owner. They want revenues to be at a certain number by a certain year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Want to be, I think it was $25 billion, something like that, by, I can't remember the year, a year.
Right.
Currently, I think they're like 18 billion in terms of revenue. So that's why they want to add the 18th regular season game, which is another conversation.
Right.
You know, it's literally just become about money, right? If you're a spades player, right? Many people are. All money ain't good money. So at the end of the day,
all money is not good money.
So you can you can sit up here and say, "Oh yeah, we just want to make more money."
Mm-hmm.
But why are you worrying about playing games on Christmas Day when you haven't fixed Thursday night football yet?
And Thursday night football has not been fixed yet.
No, it hasn't. It's atrocious.
It has been atrocious.
Yeah, with the exception of maybe the opening game of the season, because again, they haven't played any games yet. It's the opening game, and the teams that play the week after Thanksgiving, because the teams that usually play the week after Thanksgiving on Thursday night football played on Thanksgiving. So they had 7 days to rest and get ready for that next Thursday night.
Yes, sir.
What we saw with the Cowboys and Seahawks game this past season, the Thursday night after Thanksgiving. So I just think it's they got other issues, and why are we worrying about playing on Christmas Day? It's greed. And
it's greed.
And also, where's the professional courtesy to your fellow leagues, right? The NBA has always basically owned Christmas Day. And again, I get it. If the game were on a Sunday, if Christmas were on a Sunday or a Monday,
you can force the issue on that. Yeah,
force the issue. I get it. It's on a Wednesday.
It's nothing. It's no reason. Like realistically speaking, and somebody in the chat, y'all can help me out with this one too. Realistically speaking, give me 3 things that the NFL benefited on by playing a Christmas game on a Wednesday. I can give you 1. Only 1 is money.
Yeah, especially because again, you play on Thanksgiving, which the NBA, if you notice, SB does not play games on Thanksgiving Day.
Right, they respect their point.
They understand that's a holiday.
That's
our league is closed. And again, we know the NFL is largely owned, Thanksgiving Day. The NBA can play games on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, they could. Now, Sean, what this backfired on the NFL, right? This greed. Maybe not this first go around, but if they try to do it again and again. Mm-hmm. Because what if the NBA ratings are better than the NFL? How's that narrative that because now you know that with the NBA knowing that, okay, these guys are playing dirty, you don't think they're gonna like push that in the media issue that, hey, look, our ratings was higher and we had more viewers in the NFL on Christmas Day.
It's possible. I mean, again, I think
I would do it at that point. You stepping on my territory, so don't let our ratings be better.
Well,
don't let our ratings be better. It'll be ugly.
What I would tell you, SB, is knowing that the NFL is planning to do this. If I'm the NBA, the NBA plays 5 games on Christmas Day, usually 5 games. I am making sure that I got 5 marquee games. I'm not putting no garbage on Christmas Day. No disrespect to any teams or any, but I need to make sure my top 10 players are playing on Christmas Day. Right.
I'm going crazy with it.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy. Man, I'm having all the stars matchup possible. Even if the Warriors trash, KD versus the Warriors again. Just bring up the storyline narrative.
Yeah. And truth be told,
look, gotta do it.
If we're gonna be real, SB, I think if I'm the NBA, I might actually leave one of the games open to be flexed. Meaning, if there's a team or a player all of a sudden on the rise, I may flex one of those games on Christmas Day, just to make sure I'm not putting myself in a position where I might, again, if I'm not going to say Denver, but like if you put Phoenix on Christmas Day and KD and Bradley Beal are both hurt, no, I'm not watching that on Christmas Day.
No,
I'm probably gonna watch NFL.
Brent, go get SGA, them boys. Go get SGA.
Exactly. You make sure you got some flex in the schedule. That would be my pick.
Or if they hot like Houston right now, you know what I'm saying, which we're gonna talk about later in the show. Ahead, go get them boys too. I go get them blood. But on to the next one. We talk about greed all the time, right? And when we talk about like the greed of the NFL, they're also stingy when it comes to their end, when they got to do their due diligence when they're coming on the back end. And Brandon Aiyuk is going through that now as we speak. Brandon Aiyuk was on the Nightcap show, Shannon Sharp's podcast, another one of Shannon Sharp's podcasts. And during that show, Brandon Aiyuk pretty much just said he's just trying to get what he's deserved. And it sounded like to me how he was talking that he won what he deserved if it's in a 49er jersey or any other jersey. What do you think about him coming out saying that? Do you agree or disagree with him?
I mean, I don't disagree. I mean, again, you got a finite time to get paid, right? In the NFL especially. So do what you got to do to get paid. He is extension eligible. So, and again, he's coming up on his 5th year or his 5th season. They have his 5th year option, obviously. So when you look at what he's done the last 2 seasons, he's been over 1,000 yards. The last 2 seasons, been over 70 plus catches, over 7 touchdowns the last 2 seasons individually. So, you're not mad with him, if he wants to get paid. They said they want to keep him. But he also understands the reality of situation after next season, at the end of the next season, is the 49ers have to pay Brock Purdy. So that's the other reason why he wants to get paid now before you got to pay Brock Purdy.
You got to pay Brock Purdy.
So the Niners, and do I expect them to hold out? I don't know.
Possibly not.
I think it's possible he holds out if they don't get a deal done or they're not near getting a deal done, because the best way to show your value is not to play.
Yeah. And they need Brandon Aiyuk. I'm sorry. I don't think it's nothing that nobody can say. I know Christian McCaffrey is the freaking nation on the offensive side. I know he's one of the workhorses on the offensive side of the ball. But if you're going to look in my eyes with a straight face to tell me that the 49ers could be the same without Brandon Aiyuk, you're crazy. I don't care what nobody says. They're one of the most stacked teams, and Brock Purdy's job look as easy as it does for a reason.
Right.
Because Brandon Aiyuk make a lot of those great catches sometimes. But Debo Samuel was in and out the lineup multiple times. Aiyuk was there, making all great catch after great catch after great catch. So don't sit here and try to sell me on the story that Aiyuk ain't important to that 49ers team, and you think that they lose Brandon Aiyuk and they be the same, you'll be crazy.
Yeah.
Salute, Swish. On to the next one, right? So, Sean, when we talk about young era, young generation, and things that the young era do. Sometimes, and I'm getting to that point now, like I'm older now. So now it's like a lot of people under me where I'm seeing people do their own thing. Like Caleb Williams, for a perfect example, the painting nails thing. They hate on it because he got a pink phone. They cry about him because he cried. And he's not the only young guy in this generation that does this.
Right.
Sean, this is what I got to say about this. And I'm looking straight at the camera when I say this. I'm looking on this screen because I got us on the computer screen today. Yeah. But leave the young generation alone. Let them do their thing, okay? Is paint nails their thing? Having the pink phone is the swag? It's cool. Cameron wore pink fur. During my era, I thought it was the coldest thing ever. It was still one of the coolest pictures ever that people do. You know what I'm saying? Let the young generation do them. Maybe 20, 10 years from now, they'll look back and be like, oh my God, our fashion trend was terrible. So I don't understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why people thinking that it's such a big thing where you guys can like complain about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, bro, let the young generation rock. Let them do their thing. And then just let them blossom, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Just let them rock. Somebody said we echoing on TikTok. Okay, I'm gonna try to fix it right now. I got you. But Sean, what do you think about the people, the generation hating on the young generation?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, is what he's doing really hurting anybody? No. Not really. So why are we going crazy or nuts about it?
I'd say let him rock.
At the end of the day, he's a young guy. He's extremely talented. He's going to be the first pick of the draft. He's about to make a lot more money. He's already made money with NIL. He's about to make a lot more money. It's live and let live. And that's my whole thing. Like I say, he's not breaking the law, not hurting anybody. I don't care. I do, and I'm gonna say this, SB. I do understand to a degree that there is a concern, particularly as it relates to black men, around black masculinity being stripped away.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I don't view him doing that. I personally don't view that as him making him less of a man or less manly. He's defining his own manhood for himself. It's not our job as a society to do that for him. So, I got no problem with it.
And I see Shannon Sharp even said that, like, or one of I seen a clip from Nike. I was saying, like, when did people start caring so much about what other men do, like, so much? It was like, it's kind of crazy now. Like, you guys really care that much about what another man do or another man wear another man dress? I was like, I don't care that much. I feel like, hey, look, you rock out, do what you do. Everybody go. It's gonna be a point in time where you look back and be like, that fashion choice wasn't that. That's it. We'd all go through it. Sean, I know you have something that you probably would like back in the day. You was like, maybe that fast choice wasn't the way. I don't know why I did that. And I told you, mine was the big pants, big shirts. You know what I'm saying? That was wearing 2 times big size of your pants was crazy at that point in time. So that was, I was like, nah, that was probably bad. That was the one that I probably said was like bad for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of the one thing I did. Honestly,
you got something that you look back at, it's like, good God.
Well, not even pictures. No, the one thing I did that I was like, and it was more of a rebellion thing. But back, I think it was like 99. It was like maybe 98 or 99. I got my tongue pierced.
Oh, man.
It had it for like 4 months or 5 months, and I just did it just to try it or whatever. Didn't keep it, obviously, but
you like, thank God you didn't keep it out.
I mean, I couldn't keep it long term, but because I was in the Army at the time, so it was kind of hard to. We weren't allowed to have it, so the fact that I had it while I was in the Army was always a bit of a struggle because you had to hide it, basically.
I was surprised you crossed the line with it like that.
I mean, I'm a bit of an anarchist, so So yeah, I had no problem with that. I didn't care.
Now, Sean, when it comes to fandom, we all are fans of certain guys on certain teams where we rock out with our team or players on our team. When players leave, like when Keenan Allen just left, I was hurt. Still gonna support him. I'm happy that he went to Chicago. I can still watch my boy even more. Right. But is it a such thing of being too much of a fan? And this is the reason why I say that, Sean. Because if if I told you it's Bears fans making a petition for the Chicago Bears players next year to wear the #1 patch on their jersey for Justin Fields, would you believe me?
I would not believe it, but I guess
I
shouldn't be shocked either, though.
No. Research is done. This is true, and I see the position. Research is done. This is 100% true. Yes, and I think this is by far crazy. First of all, he's alive right now. That's one. He's alive. Two, Justin Fields ain't done nothing historical in a Chicago Bears jersey to be honored by putting a patch on the jersey because he got traded. And two, he ain't even retired. He's still playing, Sean. He's still playing. He got a long time to go. It's a possibility that he could go to the Steelers right now and become a Steelers legend. And people will forget he ever played for the Bears. Like how Drew Brees did with the Chargers. People forget that Drew Brees ever played for the Chargers because how good he was as a Saint.
Right.
So why is this a thing, Sean? I know you had no quarterbacks in another Bears. They never had a good quarterback in history, but golly, this is a lot telling.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is, SB, and again, this is just my opinion. I think what it is, it's saying that players come and go all the time, right?
Yes.
A lot of times you root for a player, and you can continue to root for a player.
Yes.
When they no longer play for your favorite team. At the end of the day, you're not rooting for the player, you're rooting for the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see, but you can also say, hey, Justin Fields is in Pittsburgh now. I hope he does well. But if I'm a Bears fan, when he plays the Bears, I don't want him to do well against the Bears.
They're gonna boo him.
Yeah. I don't think they'll boo him. I don't think they'll boo him, but I do think they will essentially say, hey, this guy was good while he was here. We know things didn't work out, for different reasons why he was here. We appreciate what he did, but at the same time, that's my team. I'm going to ride with my team, ride with my squad. So, yeah, I just think, people just got to let it go.
Yeah, they got to let it go. Justin Fields gone, guys. Let it go. He's gone. Justin Fields is gone. Okay, on to the next one, Sean. Let's switch over to the hardwood. It brought to my attention, my basketball attention, that the Houston Rockets is good all of a sudden, like very good. They're on their 10th straight win. What made me, and I seen, I forgot the guy that's on the team. Because they chasing the Warriors for the 10th spot right now. He made the old thing from the Warriors, but he was like, Warriors, come out and play. So he did that. And I'm looking at they on the 10-game win streak. The Rockets play the Utah Jazz tonight. So it's most likely they're going to probably win again tonight.
Correct.
And go on 11 straight wins right now.
Yes.
What is going on in Houston right now, Sean? I didn't see this coming. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pay attention here now, but I'm not going to cap. And, you know what I'm saying? Real takes debates always. I'm not going to cap and say, like, hey, I've been watching the Rockets all this year. I have not played not one bit of man to the Rockets. I look and be like, oh, okay, cool, or see a highlight. Okay, cool. But I didn't know the Rockets have just been balling out this world right now. What is going on in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, I just think they've kind of hit a stride with Ime Udoka.
Shout out Udoka.
Yeah, shout out Udoka. And nobody ever questioned Udoka's ability to coach. We saw the 1 year he was in Boston, he could coach. And you kind of remember too, it was a little bit faster with Boston because I think they had a little more veteran group.
Yeah.
Obviously with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown among Marcus Smart among others. Yeah. But those guys bought in very, very quickly.
Yes, they did.
And I think what happened early on in Houston was, you knew Van Fleet and Dylan Brooks, as veteran guys were going to buy in, they were going to get, but it might have taken a little while for the younger guys to come around, partly because, again, they're getting a different style of coaching than they might be used to. And now you're starting to see the benefits of it pay off to the point where, they're very much in the play-in conversation. And again, the way they're playing right now, I have a hard time betting against them in the play-in. So, this
is not want to play them right now. I ain't gonna lie.
No, not at all. And so, so I think they definitely are. They definitely doing their thing, and certainly, happy to see it. And might be a year ahead of schedule because, again, I thought it would take about a year for them before they would kind of find it. But definitely going in the next season. Houston sports is getting interesting when you think about the Texans and obviously the Rockets now, and obviously the Astros are still formidable as well. Yeah. So it's getting fun in H-Town from a sports perspective.
The last team you said I don't like to see them win, but that's a different story for.
I don't either.
That's a different story for a different day.
They are playing the Yankees tonight.
Yeah, the Yankees get that dub. There's one thing that also came to my attention too, bro. So obviously, once I see, I'm like, man, it's like 8 straight wins, 9 straight wins, 10 wins. I'm like, all right, let me just do my research. Obviously, you ain't gonna really get a full game breakdown, but let me check the highlights.
Right.
The highlights are like ridiculously crazy. Jalen Green dunking on everybody. Cam Whitmore dunking on everybody. I'm like, bro, it's like I probably did see it during the year, but I didn't pay it too much mind because I'm just like, it's the Rockets. I'm like, that's a nice dunk, but you're probably losing. Now I'm looking at it different and looking at the plays they was making more impactful because these guys are actually playing a good brand of basketball. And also shout out Dylan Brooks too. I know about the crazy guy before the show, but he's doing his job as a veteran on that team, helping them out. But it also came to my attention. I don't know if it was a TikToker or a sport guy. I can't remember who it was. I think I seen it like yesterday. Yes. They said Cam Whitmore and Jalen Green remind them of a young Vince Carter, young Tracy McGrady. Do you agree with that or disagree? Because the athleticism, obviously. How they dunking, I can see why you would say that though. Do you agree?
Yeah, obviously the athleticism, certainly is exciting. But let's give them a little bit of time, right? When we saw, McGrady and Vince, they had been together like 2 or 3 years before, we really started to see what they could have potentially been, had they stayed together.
T-Mac was still young though. T-Mac was young though.
T-Mac was still young, but obviously, him becoming a free agent and and moving on to Orlando, certainly changed things. And again, Toronto, they were committed to Vince as their franchise player, and and McGrady perhaps wasn't made to be Scottie Pippen. Maybe he was supposed to be the guy who had his own team. So I think the athleticism and some of the stuff they do, I'm sure is exciting. But let's see, how it continues to play out before we make these, kind of grand comparisons. Yeah.
Now, speaking of the other team that's getting chased, another week, another Draymond Green and Justin Sean. Is it getting to the point Draymond Green shenanigans is becoming a liability? And is it time to move on from Draymond Green? And also, is it even possible to move Draymond Green?
It's always possible to move somebody, right? Nobody's unmovable.
Unless you're Zach LaVine, because
Yeah, he might be the outlier there.
Outlier, yeah.
But no, I mean, listen. At the end of the day, anybody can be traded. Do the Warriors want to trade Draymond Green? No. Are the Warriors going to have conversations this offseason about Draymond Green? Yes, because they have conversations about every player in the offseason. That's what organizations do. But I think at the end of the day, they understand his value, and the other night, and again, what was crazy to me watching what happened the other night, it was like, how many times have you seen a guy continue to go at the refs and the refs be like, you know what, you're right, we're changing that call? I'll tell you, December 32nd was the last time you saw that happen.
Okay, because I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so.
So at the end of the day, it's time. Say what you got to say. It's the 10-second rule. Say what you got to say in 10 seconds and move on.
Move on. Yep, get up out of there.
Right. The longer
take too long,
the worse it's going to get for you. That's exactly what happened to Draymond. The longer he talked, the worse it got for him. So yeah, I just think he should have just shut up. Just shut up.
It is not that, is it? But he can't do it. He can't do it. Then now you got to the point of Steph Curry kicking chairs. I ain't never seen nobody hit a game winner and it was bad that he hit a game winner after. Like I didn't understand that he hit the game winner against Orlando. I think the same game that Draymond Green got exited out of.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a guy mad. So now everybody's like, oh my God, they doing Curry so wrong. Curry is going through it. They wasted Curry's career. Curry this, Curry that. Everybody boo-hoo for Curry right now. But Sean, I think a lot of people don't understand the reality of a championship dynasty run. The dynasty don't last forever. Right. You need a lot of luck. You need a lot of execution. You need a lot of great basketball play. You need a lot of stardom. The reality of the fact of what this Golden State Warriors situation is, we're on the back end of the championship run. Yes. Because guess what? When you win championships and guys play up to a certain level, they want to get paid.
Exactly.
And when you start paying everybody, you're not going to be able to keep a good team. When I say the luck has to come into play, the luck came into play when Steph Curry had bad ankle problems or he signed an extension. He signed it for lower than probably what he really was worth. And you can go get a guy like Kevin Durant who can actually extend your championship dynasty. People just think that the Warriors would just go do the same thing. I don't believe they do what they did if they don't get Kevin Durant. You've seen teams that took devastating losses a year before and they don't be the same. Orlando Magic in the 90s. They took that devastating loss to the Rockets. They didn't look the same that next year. Some teams bounce back. I'm not gonna lie. Some teams bounce back, Sean, but some teams don't.
Well, so the Magic, that's an interesting conversation, right? Because they were actually better the next year. They weren't healthy in the playoffs. Horace Grant got hurt in the playoffs. Nick Anderson got hurt in the playoffs. Kenny got hurt in the first round of the playoffs and kept playing. So the issue wasn't that they weren't healthy. Mm-hmm. And everybody's gonna look and say, "Oh yeah, well they beat the Bulls the year before, and the Bulls came back and swept them." Well, the Bulls were better.
They was
obviously, but the Magic weren't healthy. Point blank, period. And of the 10 losses that the Bulls had during the regular season, they lost to that Magic team.
They lost to them once though, right?
It might have been once or twice. I know it was at least once.
I know they lost once too. Yeah.
Yeah. So the point is that there's a lot of things that happen. I don't want to say if the Warriors don't get Kevin Durant, they don't figure out a way to come back better the next year. Maybe they get somebody else. And again, don't know who that could have been.
They do the same thing with Paul George.
I think so. I think they're almost as, because remember, I mean, listen, they won 73 freaking games.
That's true.
And you add Paul George to that, and again, what Paul George does defensively, and remember at that point, Paul George, had been, very much a very formidable playoff foe against LeBron, particularly when LeBron was in Miami, and obviously PG was in Indiana. So, you know,
I don't know if you just plug anybody in that Golden State situation. Okay. Even if Paul George do get the job done for Golden State, it ain't gonna be as fluid as it was with KD. So I think the Cavs might give them a go run still because KD made them impossible to guard.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, listen, you're talking about still being incredibly formidable to almost impossible. I'm not saying that Paul George does exactly what Kevin Durant does. Kevin Durant is Kevin Durant. I'm saying that the Warriors could have figured out a way to get better without actually adding Kevin Durant and still could have come back the next year and been great. We don't know. Again, we know what they did. They got Kevin Durant, and the rest is history. I'm just saying that I think there were other guys. What if they got Kawhi? I'm just using that as an example, right? And we're talking healthy Kawhi. Like, you know, they could have been formidable. You know, so what I mean, so I don't
maybe Kawhi for sure. I can see because they'd be 10 times better defensively. I don't think they would have been as good as they was offensively, KD, but defensively though, I think Kawhi would have took them to a whole nother level.
Quite possible, and they were already great defensively before Kawhi. So that's what I'm saying. So you know, it would have been maybe a different looking team, certainly, but you know, I still think they would have been very formidable.
Yeah, we can see. I can see that. Yeah, because it's just that team was just so good at that point in time. It was just like you could plug anybody, but it's just like Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant joined that team, it was literally like impossible to stop that team at all. But also the whole point too, that was like with the championship dynasty runs, just like we just on the back end of the championship run of this team. The back end championship run of this team is just that they won all their chips, they tried up all their assets, so that you got to struggle a little bit and then take off again. The one championship they just snuck not too long ago, they snuck that one. First of all, I don't care when they snuck that one. They really weren't supposed to get that championship, but they got it. Steph Curry they went and got it. That I think that overextended their mind, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, we can still do this again like we did." No, y'all got that one off. Kudos to y'all for winning that one, but that wasn't really. But nobody looked at the beginning of the season and said, this Warriors team is 100% championship team. You gave them a chance because of their championship camaraderie, and you know they still got Clay, Draymond. You know Clay was coming back. You see here Weeks, Jordan Poole was becoming into a star caliber player. You know Draymond Green still do his Draymond Green things, and then Steph Curry was an MVP caliber player. So you gave them a shot, and I just think they went and took it. That's all I think. But that's how Draymond Green got that contract, because I don't think they won. He wasn't getting that contract.
I mean, I think he was only again because of their team changed when he came in, and you know they didn't even want to keep David Lee, who at that time was their highest paid player. And most teams would be like, oh, you know, he's our highest paid player. He's got to play a lot. He's got to get all these minutes. They didn't care because they realized they unlocked something with Draymond Green on the floor with Steph and with Clay, and obviously Harrison Barnes. So, you know, I think he was still going to get paid. And again, they won 66 or 67 games the year before. When they won the championship, they came back next year and won 73. And they were literally dominating teams. But again, in the playoffs, particularly against OKC and obviously against Cleveland, those teams made great adjustments and, you know, got some all-world play. Particularly, you know, with Cleveland later in the season, with OKC earlier in that series. But, you know, we'll never know. I mean, at the end of the day, what happened, and, you know, we got to, you know, take it for what it was.
Take it for it. You know, 100% agree on that. We got to take it for what it was. Now, Sean, it's the time of the show that we wanted to do. Now, me and you both hate you just put somebody here in the area of this, or who could dominate this area of that talk. But the reality of the fact is that it is some players who could adjust and play well in this era. So Sean had to agree that we're going to do a 90s player draft, a 90s player NBA draft, and then there's 90s player NBA draft. You make a starting five and 1 6 man. The rules of the draft goes as follow. You can only take the player that played in the 90s and that version of that player that was in the 90s. So, like you said, your old Jordan got 90 to 98. You know, if you do Kobe, but Kobe's what 90,
96
to 99. You know, you got to take players for what they is at that point in time. It's gonna be me, Sean, gonna make a five, and then the chat. If anybody's in the chat want to make a five, you can go ahead and make y'all five in the chat. So
yes. We're only doing one chat team. We're not doing a bunch of chat teams.
No, one chat team only. One chat team only. So if you're in the chat, you want to participate, we can put you guys in. But all right, Sean, who first?
So let me do the randomizer. Really quickly.
Oh man, see, I cleaned my room up, but I don't have my pen. I'll just go back and look and remember my team, and I want to vote. So this is a 90s draft to make a team to play in the modern era. Yes. I want y'all to know tell us who got the best team, and then how many games did the team win and not. We go because a lot of y'all say we done with the 90s. The 90s players was trash, so we gonna make a team and let's see how they compete.
Right. So I haven't seen anybody pop up from the chat yet that said they want to do a team.
Okay, so we just do it to anybody in the chat that they want to do a team.
Yeah. Nobody in the chat. All right. Just be me and you. Me and you. So I tell you what. This is what we'll do. We'll take out the third team, and it'll just be me and you. And so because this is Real Takes Over Fake Debates, this is your platform. You will get the first pick, and then we'll go in snake order from there.
Okay, cool. All right. So you. I'm getting the first pick in the 90s draft. So my first pick in the 90s draft of a team in the modern era.
Let me share the screen. Let me share.
Go share the screen.
Share the screen. So
Jordan last pick. No. I'll keep Osabi.
Let's see.
Jordan getting picked.
Salute, Legion.
Salute Legion, salute Woods.
1 second.
Now go do anything. Set it up. Set it all up.
Share my screen. Hold on 1 second. Window. Let's go. Do this. All right. So it's still sharing screen. Here. Oops. Okay. So you can see the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had the first pick in round 1, SB. Who are you taking in this draft?
Okay, with this draft of the 90s player draft, I shall take 90 to 99 Michael Jeffrey Jordan at my 2 guard.
Michael Jordan is the first pick of the draft in the first round. So I have the last pick in the first round, and I have the first pick in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
So in pick number 2 in round 1, I am taking Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay. Was this the screen? I don't know if it's the chart showing. It showed. I think you hit the wrong one, Sean. Go back. You gotta go back.
Go back.
Yeah, it showed the StreamYard on my screen.
Whoops! Yeah. Okay, hold up. Let me stop sharing.
One
second. I think. Hold on 1 second. Let me try it again.
90s
might not be doing that. Let me try it again. Let's see. Try again. And how about now?
Okay, boom.
Okay. All right. So, so I have the second pick in round or first pick in round 2, and I am taking Anthony Hardaway.
Okay, Anthony Hardaway. Okay, I see what we're doing here. So now I get back-to-back picks, right?
Yeah, you got back-to-back picks.
Okay. Okay. Oh, 100%. I got to put the duo together. So give me Scotty. I will go Scotty in the 90s NBA player, in the modern era. I'm gonna take Scotty and put Scotty and Mike together.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go the glove, Gary Payton. Got to go to glove, Gary Payton.
G. Payton. All right. All right. With my next pick, I am taking Grant Hill.
Grant Hill. I like that Grant Hill pick.
And for my round 4 pick, I need a shooter. I'm taking Ray Allen.
Young Ray.
I'm taking Milwaukee Bucks Ray Allen.
Young Ray. See, now I'm trying to get wicked with it because now I got my 3-4. And I want to go with these young guys, but I could go vets. And now I got back-to-back in the 90s because now I need bigs now. I need bigs. I got my 1, 2, and 3. And I would need some shooting too at some point. And Dirk, no, that wasn't that deal at that time. I'm gonna go Tim Duncan. Timmy D. Give me Timmy D. Tim Duncan, I'm 4.
And then now you have the first pick in round number 5.
Because Badger. Woo, I know you. I see Woo. I see you saying that Tim Duncan and Dave Rise, but Badger, this is a '90s draft for the players to play in the modern era. I got to make a 5 that can play today. So Dave Robinson and Tim Duncan that about starting 5 can't play today. Now I need a big. Either I could go to big to stretch the floor, or I could go 2 forwards. There's nice younger versatile. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go with it. I'm give me the young buck because they're gonna train him right. Give me a young KG. I'm gonna go young KG. I got to.
Okay.
Young Kevin Garnett. And I think that'll help that 4 or 5 young get up and down the floor. Oh, I'm disrespectful. It's probably too late to change my pick, ain't it?
Well, you got a 6-man. Remember, you got a 6-man.
Yeah, I wouldn't change my pick for the 5. I'm disrespectful. And I know you finna pick him. I'm disrespectful. And I had him. See, that's why I said I wanted to make my list.
Yeah. No. So now I have back-to-back picks. So this is obviously the first 5 picks are my starting 5. So for my 5th pick, I'm gonna take one of the original stretch bigs. I'm taking Rasheed Wallace.
Rasheed Wallace, I like that. I like that Rasheed Wallace.
And then
you're a 6-man.
The 6-man, very simply, is your namesake. I'm taking the Diesel. Taking Shaq.
That's why I said I'm disrespectful. I had the Diesel on my list. How did I let Shaq go to the 6th round is crazy. How to let Shaq go to the 6th round is bad. It is. That's bad on my part. That's bad on my part. And I go 2 ways with the 6-man. I could go VC, but I said I was gonna get the Mamba. So give me the young Kobe. Young Kobe, the Mamba. We gotta go Kobe. I'm disrespectful. I had Shaq on my board, and I forgot about Shaq, and I realized it right after I picked KG because that Ray Allen and that Grant Hill back to back threw me off because I'm thinking of players like, oh man, who can I put the match that? So our 90s NBA player draft who can play in the modern era with a six pair. My 5 is MJ, Scotty, Gary Payton, Tim Duncan, KG. Kobe off the bench. For Sean, he got Hakeem, Penny, Grant, Ray, Rasheed, and the Diesel off the bench. That's both of these solid fives. That I can't deny. Only problem that I say with my 5 that you could probably question is maybe 3-point shooting.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of
Not a lot of 3-point, but the defense is go. We go have the best defense in the league. Now, only I think with your team definitely translate well to the modern era with Penny Grant for sure because they was already transitioning towards that way anyway. And with Aaron Ray and Rasheed, and then you also got that skill big in the perimeter with the spacing on that. So yeah, I kind of like what you did there. Only thing is, if Shaq go hit his free throws, and is Ken Hakeem develop a 3-point shot. And besides that, I think
the reason why I drafted Rasheed is because I don't necessarily need a king to shoot threes. That's why I took Sheed because Sheed obviously was a stretch at 6'11", was a stretch big. You could play high screen and roll with him, and Penny and Ray has ball handlers, and if they want to kick it back, to him, he's gonna bust you from downtown. So I just need Olajuwon to be Olajuwon. I don't need him to shoot threes necessarily. So that's why I took She. I know She probably wasn't the biggest name, but in terms of today's NBA and his ability to stretch the floor as a big, that's why I took him.
Yeah, it's a lot of players that's like people don't get talked about. Like She is one of those guys that if he plays today, we probably talk about him like he's one of the all-time great players. I think Chris Webber would have which is a Hall of Fame player, but I think he would have a 2 times better career if he played in today's era. His game fits the era so well now.
Chris Webber was on my list. Glenn Rice was on my list as well. So Reggie was on my list, potentially. So there's some guys that, again, people don't really, talk about, but, could definitely play in today's era. But again, the big thing was to make sure you had enough spacing and shooting. The only non-shooter on my team, if you want to be real, in terms of is Grant Hill. But even then, he was a very good mid-range shooter. So
my man said, I like defense, so I went more defensive side, and then I also got a bunch of nonsense guys that can actually fit the system, and they got that dog in them too. Each player that I got, the only person that you might say that don't got that dog in them is probably maybe Scotty, and only one player that you could probably question. No, I don't think like maybe hard head when it comes to not doing the system is maybe Gary Payton, but with Jordan leading the way and Scotty leading the way, I think they keep those boys in line. And then I think the passing, even though people don't get Jordan credit, I think the passing on my team is pretty good too. Could have did John Stockton, but I wanted Penny, but you picked Penny, so
and there's some other guys too. I mean, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond,
Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway, obviously. There's some guys that probably don't get talked about enough. Mark Price, definitely.
Mark Price for sure.
Mark Price would have been a dog in this era. Anyway,
so that's a good draft. Good draft. Good draft. These players, our 5s in the modern era. I want to do it again. We probably got to do it like you want to get like 1 or 2 star players or something, and the rest got to be role players. Because I think people don't understand. There's a lot of players that you can definitely do that with too. So we might have to do this again, and then just like only get like 1 or 2 star players. I'm down for this again. Though.
Yeah, no, I mean we're good, but I want to hear. I hope people who are watching will vote who they think picked the best team that could play in today's era. Is it Team SB? Is it Team Sean? Be honest. Drop a note in the chat or in the comments and let us know who you think chose the best '90s team that could play in today's era.
People have to shoot threes with the perimeter defense of Jordan Pippen. Yeah. Now, that's why I was going with defensive pressure. I ain't going to lie. I was going straight to defense. I feel like, all right, look, if we going to struggle, we going to run y'all up and down the court. That's why I got them young legs that big who can run to you. Young Duncan and young KG. They go run up and down that flow, hit the middies, make those passes, lock up, protect the paint. That's all it's going to. But let us know who got the best five. All right, Sean, episode 63. I don't have nobody for episode 63. Do you got anybody?
I do. I have one person. Who's actually a center, arguably the best center in the history of the NFL. Is Dermontti Dawson from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dermontti Dawson is the number 63 for me.
Okay,
I'm sorry. One more. I'm sorry. And Leroy Selman. Leroy Selman, one of the best defensive players ever. The original first pick of the expansion Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and just the overall. He passed away a few years ago, but just was a great human being. Did a lot. So Leroy Selman would be the other one.
Shout out Leroy Selman, man. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys on IG. Appreciate you guys on TikTok. This has been Real Takes Over Fake Debates, and then we are out of here. Appreciate you guys.
Worker man.